Welcome back. The campaign surrounding Amendment 2 and the lead up to the question on the ballot in the November election continues to intensify. The campaign over this year's school amendment is now taking to the airwaves, the first of many that you're likely to see on either side of the issue. The lack of a traditional campaign or candidate means that many organized groups are likely to get involved. This ad was paid for by Protect Freedom PAC, a Georgia-based group with ties to Senator Rand Paul. If you haven't had the opportunity to see the ad yet, here it is.
I'm a public school supporter. I wanted to make a difference and help children. In states that have had maturing school choice programs, they're finding profound benefits in the public schools. Students have higher test scores and there's lower suspension rates, and those benefits are really profound with low-income students. That competition just elevates results for everyone. School choice will give Kentucky students the best opportunity to succeed.
Vote yes on Amendment 2 for educational freedom. Protect Freedom PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
All right, gentlemen, you had a moment to watch that, absorb it, take it in. General reactions, just from the get-go.
Yeah, generally I agree with the sentiment there. I think that we need to have more choice for people who don't have it right now. I can tell you in Northern Kentucky, in Lexington, and Louisville, there's choice for a lot of families, but you have to be on the higher income scale to be able to make those choices. And for a lot of families who find themselves in districts that aren't performing for, or in schools that aren't performing for their children, they simply don't have the financial means to do that. And we've proposed plans in the past through educational scholarship tax credits to try to address this issue, and haven't had success. And we realize that there is the need for a constitutional amendment to try to do something here. And we've put that in front of the voters, and ideally they'll take advantage of it this fall.
Senator Neal, your reaction?
Well, there's choice and there's choice, and there are consequences for making those kinds of moves. For instance, we have a public school system that, according to some analysis has been undertaken, are actually underfunded. In fact, the word is that we're operating at the 2008 level if you factor in inflation, for instance. So if that's the case, and the vast majority of our kids are going to be in public schools, which is part of what we do, common schools, et cetera, then the question arises is, well, if you're underfunded, or if you have greater needs, or if you're in a rural area and you don't have the options you may have in the urban area, for instance, or you have different kinds of complex challenges, then the question is, does that drain money off of something that you are not addressing those resources to in our existing system, where the vast majority of our students will be? And I said it's choice and there's choice, because if you're talking about funds going into private frameworks that are not necessarily accountable on certain levels, or you're going to these schools where people are already paying for people that attend in these schools, and now this money flows in there, becomes a part of their fiscal framework, then it's not something that you can just say, let's open up the floodgates and not take care of the responsibility we still have.
Senator McDaniel, do you have any response to that take?
Yeah, certainly. You know, and Senator Neal references a thing that we hear a lot, which is this idea that education funding hasn't kept pace with inflation. But the fact is that's simply not an accurate argument. You cannot disregard the fact that paying for teachers' retirement is a part of the educational system. And the fact is the pension system was completely ignored under the previous Governor Beshear, the teachers' retirement, and he allowed deficits to balloon. And so we have addressed those in a way, starting with Governor Bevin and continuing to the current Governor Beshear, whereby the overall spending on K-12 education has dramatically outpaced the spending that was occurring prior to 2008. But the fact is that all that money is still not affecting change. I remember Dr. Terry Holland, back when he was the education commissioner, he referred to the fact that there were schools in Kentucky that, in his words, he said, and this was Governor Beshear's guy, said we're committing academic genocide. And we've not seen appropriate changes in the 12 years that I've been in the General Assembly to make us think that the current public policy is working. And so we need districts, we need parents, and we need boards to have other opportunities for these young people who may be in districts that are or schools that are failing them.
We got about 30 seconds left.
Well, let me just say, you know, putting money into the pension system does not translate into needs in the classroom. And what we need, in fact, are dealing with what children need in those classrooms and all those things that support that. That's not the pension system. So you can take that pot of money, add it into a big piece and say, hey, we got all the money that we raised, but the fact of the matter is that we are behind. He just said we did not deal with certain things over a period of years, and now we're dealing with that piece. The question is, what are we going to do right now? If you do that, if you look at this and look at inflation, I disagree with my good friend. We are behind. We need to get ahead. And one other thing, our schools are not across the board bad. We have some very good schools in Kentucky, and they try to wipe it out like we don't. We do. But we do have challenges in schools that systemically have placed folks into concentrated areas of poverty and so forth. And it's not just that folks come to school and everything evolves and everything's good. You got to put more money into that to make sure those kids benefit from the education system.
And Brody, I do have to say real quick, Kenton County School Superintendent wrote an op-ed where he said the budget that the General Assembly just wrote was the best budget for K-12 education in over 17 years.
Hey,
And that's that's opinion, and we can deal with that. We can go.
Hey, we got plenty of time between now and November. We'll have to leave it there, folks. We have still much more